Hey folks, welcome to the OZone. Well, it's November, so the Leafs are going to keep on rolling, right? Is this dominance sustainable? Banged up Leafs defensive unit? I don't know, but we're going to break it all down for you right here on the OZone.
You're in the offensive zone, your place for Leafs hockey.
Hey folks, welcome to the OZone. That's Coach, that's KD, and I'm the Devo. We're here to talk all things Leafs. Listen, I'm bringing it to you from downtown T-Dot in Little Portugal in the West End, where we love our Leafs around here. Coach, where are you calling in from?
I'm here in the U.S. headquarters of the OZone, just outside of Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, it's not too far from the campus of TCU. Fellas, the Horned Frogs are rolling. There's some magic in the air here. That's the call. That's the call.
Unfortunately, the Irish didn't show up. Katie, where are you coming in from today?
Well, I'm Midtown Toronto, off the Danforth. It's a little bit chillier than where Coach is from, but we're bundled up and we're ready to roll.
Listen, folks, before we get started, hit subscribe, ring the bell. You'll never miss any content. Like, share the video. It helps broaden the audience. Comment, leave a comment. You know the drill. Okay, listen. Leafs are comfortably in second place in division, fourth in the entire league. It's a little bit nuts. On pace for a 110-point season, very similar to last year actually. And this with that shaky slow start in October, and with 25 guys hurt on the back end. Is it something like that? Coach, what's going on with these Leafs? Is this defense sustainable or what?
Yeah, that's a tough question, Mike. You know, if I focus just on the D, we did say when all these injuries occurred, and then Benn, add him to the pile now too. It would be a good test to see what we've got from a depth perspective. And so what we've learned so far is Mac Hollowell, he's okay. He's okay. He's really small. Seeing him out there killing penalties was crazy, but he's okay. He can skate a little. Victor Mete, but the two Swedes having to play big minutes. I think they played over 22 minutes in that last game against Pittsburgh. Hey, they acquitted themselves really well. I'm really impressed with Timothy Liljegren. He's figured out a way to make the simple play all the time, which he's going to have a nice long career if he can maintain that. Rasmus Sandin, little riskier, little better upside. He's been okay running that power play unit, but he also makes some mistakes. So, but hey, they're doing pretty well. The much maligned Justin Hall is playing big minutes, and even though he treats it like it's a live grenade sometimes, we're used to that, fellas. We had Ilya Lyubushkin here last year. He played like he turned his stick over and he thought it was ringette last year. So, hey, Hall's big. He takes up a lot of space. But here's the part that I worry about sustainability-wise. So let me tell you a little story to make my point. My first car, when I was 16, I got a 1976 Ford Granada. Here's a shot of this thing. It was like a city block long, two-door. The door was like this long, right? It got 6, maybe 7 miles to the gallon. I don't know what that is in kilometers per liter, fellas, but it wasn't good on gas. The interior was slick. They do not make this kind of real fake wood grain trim anymore. Oh, and that's one bench.
Yeah, the bench.
One bench that you had to move the thing up and back.
You don't need any bucket seats. You don't need any bucket seats.
Bucket seats, right? Where are you going to fit everybody? So, anyway, hey, I had that car, my first car. My dad bought it off some lady who only drove it to church and back for $500, and it got me places, right? When I was in high school, it got me to Northern Secondary. It got me to Talbot Park to play baseball. It got me to North Toronto Arena to play hockey. So it is a good neighborhood car. So one day, the fellas and I are like, hey, the Blue Jays are in Detroit. Why don't we head down and see them in Detroit? That's great. How are we going to get there? Well, we're not taking that car. You know why? Because you can't stretch that thing out. It's going to break down. I'm worried about it the same way about Giordano. He's 21, 22 minutes a game, and he has been, guys, spectacular.
Yep,
He's been
very
really
solid.
good. I think he's tied for the best or the least amount of 5-on-5 goals against of any defenseman in the league this year. Really solid, but he's 39. We got to figure out a way to dial back his minutes. That's the sustainability part I'm worried about. Otherwise, so far, so good.
Yeah, bench seats, eh? When I'm driving in the car, it makes my baby feel so far. Listen, KD, it's a depleted D, but somehow the Leafs keep winning, and they don't give up a lot of goals. How have they managed to do this so far?
Well, actually, they're doing something that causes them problems on the other end. So if you notice, if you watch the last few games especially, they're stacking the box. And they're actually stacking the box pretty well. It shows you that this group is coachable. It shows that they're disciplined, and it shows that they're committed. So a couple pictures here. I think the first one is New Jersey. You look at that. It's nice and tight. Nothing is getting through there. They're blocking a lot of shots to the point. We have another shot against Minnesota. Even Pittsburgh, there's wee Willie Nylander up there playing the box. I mean, the key about this is being a 5-man unit. If one person blows it and takes off and is all over the place, the whole box breaks down. So it takes a whole team unit. And I'm actually really impressed with the way they're doing it. They're taking pressure off the D. Certainly they're helping the goalie out, and they're just making sure that no one is getting good shots in the slot. If you're going to get a point, I think Pittsburgh scored one, maybe New Jersey from the point, shot on net, block, screen, rebound. That's going to happen occasionally, but we're just not going to let any wide open shots. So this is, I think, what they have to do with the current structure. And I like the idea you maybe bring this forward through the year into the playoffs. This is the type of stuff that teams play when you have the lead and you got to shut things down. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, not a lot of chances. A few things that sort of stand out to me is if you're coming in on the Leafs, you cross center and you dump that puck in, if there's one thing you can guarantee is going to happen, that is the time the Leafs D are going to finish their checks. Sandin, not known for a bone cruncher, has a ton of hits this year. Every single one of them is right in between the red line and the blue line. He's always hitting the guy dumping the puck in. It seems like they're playing a pretty tight system there. I agree also with what you were saying, KD. Some people are a little bit concerned. Maybe we'll get into this now or in a later podcast about some guys like maybe Matthews not putting up maybe the offensive numbers, but clearly from a team defense perspective, this team, this iteration of a team has not played like this in years. So this is the kind of way that you can win hockey in the postseason. But here's the good news: they're winning in the regular season, and they're putting a bit of distance between them and third place, which also I think bodes pretty well. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
well, hey, do you think that it sure seems to me like they're playing a simple game back there because they feel like they have to? Guys aren't jumping in the rush as much. Maybe that's not so bad, right, guys?
It's not so bad, 100%. And do you really need a fourth guy up there with jam around the net when you've got the 3 or 4 guys that they've got that can put the puck in the net? And also, we know how teams play the Leafs, right? They crowd the net, they play the tight box, so keep everyone back. You've got someone to reverse the puck to and start your cycle again. That's what I'm seeing anyway.
Well, I think systems-wise, they like to be active, but it's also skill-wise too, right? Morgan Reilly can do that because he can skate, right? But I mean, you don't see Gio jumping up in the rush. One, he's smart. Two, he's not getting there anyway, right? So why not defend?
You certainly watch all of D in these last 3 games make decisions not to pinch. We saw it several times, especially with Giordano. He's probably the best at it. Maybe 50-50 for the puck. They decided to back off because they had the lead. That also helps too a lot, boys. Like, we've had the lead in all these games, and that's good. But we at least looks like we have a strategy with the lead where October, not so much.
So you're saying no more risky pinches, right? Thank goodness we got rid of Travis Dermott then.
Well, there you have it, folks. Leafs are near the top of the league. Who'd have thought, especially with this D? But anyways, we're going to follow it all the way to the end. I think they could even do better on 110 points. That's what I'm calling for. Anyways, We'll see what happens next, and we'll have it for you right here on the OZone.